All right. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. Lisa will be here. At least I think she will be here. She's running a little bit late because she got the runaround from our youngest child's driving instructor. Decided to make her drive 45 minutes to go pick him up today, which was weird. So she's running a little bit behind. She was not expecting that. She might show up in 30 seconds or it might be 15 minutes from now. I'm not sure. I'm really sorry, but you have to deal with me solo until she gets here. Got a lot of really cool things to talk about though today. First, I want to thank Yankee Angler became a new member. For some reason, once I went live, it disappeared on my screen. So I wanted to make sure I got that in there before we proceeded. Thank you, Zen Ginger. Audio and video is all good. That means we can proceed. So, updating on the new deal that we have going on here. Last weekend, if you're a channel member, you know this already, but because I put out a channel member video all about this, last weekend was the first weekend that I had to throw in the towel and admit defeat. And I didn't like that very much. And Lisa and I were both so exhausted from the weekend that she was like, okay, she didn't put up an argument at all. So we were there for pretty much the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, when you have this idea in your head, okay, I want to get this much done. I go every single week with a list of what I want to get done. And I've been able to get all of those things done every weekend. But this one, no, this one didn't work out the way I wanted it to. The agenda for last weekend was to get the whole beta system started. Painting the wall is first. And I only painted the wall behind where the tanks are going to be. So like the top of the wall is not painted and, on each side, it's not painted. Lisa will be here. Don't worry, Melissa. She's on her way. She's just getting ready, running a little bit late today. So, and then I had to go through and hang brackets to mount the shelves to, and then the shelves had to all be cut and then sanded, stained, sealed, all of that stuff. And I had this crazy idea that we'd be able to get all of that done last weekend, and it just didn't work out. So this weekend I've got to go. Adaptive Tech got his job at Petco. Good job. Well done. That is going to be a fun job for you. So this weekend is going to be going there to finish all of that up and keep things going. But I do have some exciting news, and you may learn a thing or two here with this information that I have to give you. Again, channel members already know this, but I solved the problem. I didn't solve the problem. Gemco solved the problem for the beta tanks. So the thing is, the new system that we're building is going to be a recirculating system. So there's going to be a big sump filter that's going to filter all of the water in all of the tanks. You got to take the water from the sump and distribute it to all of the tanks. And then there has to be a drain in all of the tanks that will drain it back to the sump. And when you're doing that for 300 little aquariums, that can get quite costly because bulkheads, which are traditionally used, I've got bulkheads in this tank, in Lisa, well, it's not Lisa's tank, in the tank behind Lisa. Every tank that we have that we use a sump in, the glass is drilled. And they use a bulkhead, which is like an industrial plumbing fitting that is meant to seal a joint through glass. Those are like $5 a piece. So it'd be $1,500 just for bulkheads. And the other problem is bulkheads are big. So this is not the kind of tank that we're using because these are the little Beanie Baby containers, but we're using a different style tank. You've seen them before on the channel. They're a little shorter than these and a little longer than these. Why was I talking about that? So if your bulkhead is like that big and it goes on the back of a little tank like this, it would just look really bad and it would cost a fortune. So I went to my good friends at Gemco Jehmco. Jehemco. I'm terrible at that. I just I type J and Google finishes it for me because I go to that site so often. I went there and I had some ideas for what I could do for these tanks. And the wonderful lady who I've spoken to quite a few times there, she said, why don't you try this? And this is this little guy right here. These are, I forget what they call them. There is a name for these, like, oh, shoot. Oh, I wish I remember what it was called. But basically what this is a rubber grommet. I'll try to get the camera. I went through this with the members only stream last night too, but to try to get this to focus on something that's not my face. There we go. So it's a little grommet, and this will go into the hole in the back of the tank. I was using this to test this system out, so I'd rather sacrifice one of these. These are super cheap than the actual tanks that we're using. This fitting here has a barb on the end. This barb here. There's another one on this end, but this one is to go into this, and that barb makes the rubber expand, and it kind of pops into place. Once the little barb here goes over the hole, it kind of pops everything into place, expands that rubber grommet out. It's kind of tricky to get it in there, and I don't want to stuff it all the way in because I might not be able to get it out. But that's what it ends up looking like when it's all said and done. Now, this piece, this little gap right here won't exist. This will be pushed all the way up against the grommet, and then I'll attach a hose here, which will go down to the drain. This is about like 70 cents per tank. So do the math. I don't do math on live streams, but it's nowhere near as much. I think it's going to end up costing us like $400. Somebody can pull out their calculator app and do that real quick. 70 times 300, that's $210, right? Is that what it is? $210? It's not that cheap. When I figured it out, it was actually, it was more than that. But it's going to be $300 or $400 when it's all said and done. Because maybe these are 70 cents and then I don't know, but it's not going to be nearly as much as bulkheads. And I think it actually looks better. I mean, that's going to look really nice. And when you're looking at it from this side, and if you think about, obviously this is the back. When this is full of water, you don't see the back as much. This will probably just blend right in. And then the drain hose that I'm going to use is going to be clear. So it'll go down into the drain. Perfect. It's going to be absolutely perfect. It's going to cost less, and it's going to be better looking as far as I'm concerned. So what I did with this, I drilled the hole, put it in here to test it out. We filled this up with water, and it just works gloriously. It just works gloriously. That's all I got to tell you. That made me so happy. I'm so glad that she suggested that. The idea that I had before that, I think it was going to cost like half of what bulkheads cost. And it was going to be me buying these acrylic elbows and then gluing them in. How many people are still asking about the Aquamo giveaways? Yes, that's done. I'm sorry to be a jerk about that, Jason. Not trying to be a jerk. But those people have been contacted. It's all said and done. We didn't do a big thing announcing it. We just basically reached out to the people that want them. That's a whole other story. But I'm sorry. That question keeps coming up. And it's my fault because I didn't say anything about it in a video about the batteries. So, yeah, unfortunately, those are gone. I'm sorry. If you did not get contacted by me, you did not win. I'm very sorry about that. But anyway, I don't remember. Jason, how dare you? I don't remember where I was. Yeah, I don't remember. It's not your fault, Jason. It's my scatterbrain that that makes it so I don't remember where I was. But I'm really, really happy with how this is going to look, how it's going to work. And I remember what I was saying. I was looking, I was going to have to glue every single one of these little elbows onto it. And I didn't know if it was going to fit properly. And I was really nervous. And I was telling the lady that at Gemco, and she was like, well, you know, you could do that, or perhaps you could try these. And she showed me those grommets with the elbows. And I was like, okay, well, duh. So really, really happy about that. I ordered like 5 or 6 of these to test out. And then I called her up immediately and I was like, I need 325 of each, please. We only have 300 tanks that we're going to be setting up, but I want to have extras in case, you know, after 6 months, 1 fails or 5 fail or whatever, then I can swap them out real quick and I don't have to order them and then wait and then all that jazz. So those are actually, I got the email yesterday. They are on the way. I don't recall. Let me see if I might be able to find it real quick. Who cares? Why does it matter when they're going to get here? They're on their way from Gemco now. I will not have them for tomorrow, and it wouldn't matter if I had them for tomorrow anyway, because I'm not going to be ready for them because we still don't have the tanks. They are on the way still. I would love to be able to tell you when they're no longer going to be on the way, but I just don't know. There's no way of knowing. When it's on the water, you really have no way of knowing how far away it is on the water. It could still be almost all the way in China. It could be right off the shore of Florida or wherever they're landing. We just have no way of knowing until UPS picks them up. Then we know. But until then, we're kind of in the dark. There is this fear that I have. There's going to be a time where I'm going to be living down there and Lisa and everybody else is going to be up here. And I really hope they don't come then, because I don't want to have Lisa bring them down to me. And I certainly don't want to drive up here to pick them up. It's just one more thing. But hopefully they get here before I go down there, and then I can be drilling them and doing all of that stuff while she's here packing up and then moving everything down. So yeah, I don't know really what more updates there are to give you. Everything is moving along, and I believe we're on schedule for everything to be okay. Is it going to be the way we really wanted it to be? No. I mean, I wanted this to be perfect, and I was like, hey, we got 2 months. Of course it's going to be perfect by the time we move down there. But it just doesn't work that way. When you've got people still living in the house, and then, you know, you can only go down there certain times, and it just hasn't worked the way I wanted it to. And the concrete floor definitely threw a monkey wrench into it. I ended up, you know, taking a little longer to get that prepared than I expected. But you know what? Here's the thing. And this is what I have been telling Lisa. This is what she has been telling me every time we get upset about all of this and we're just completely mentally and physically exhausted. We're like, hey, it's going to be so worth it. And it definitely is. I mean, not only because it is, it's a beautiful place to live, but because we're going to be able to spread out and operate our business, in a much more efficient way. And I've got, I can't wait. And once we're there, the list of things to do is going to be 1.5 miles long, but there isn't going to be any deadlines to get them done. I want to do things like go through and redo every single tank. You can see, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. I've been struggling with this tank for the last month or so. It goes about 2 weeks, or no, about 1.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, and then it gets foggy like that. We all know why that's happening. There is no ammonia spike. It's nothing like that. It's just debris floating around. So I want to do some upgrading to the filtration system, not replacement of the filtration system, but maybe reworking the media section of it so that it catches more of that debris, because these are all 7 just dogs. I mean, they are filthy fish, all of them. And so, I want the tank to go a little longer than 2 weeks without getting cloudy like that. But I also plan on putting in a water changing system in that tank. I'm not going to go automated. I suppose maybe someday I could, but what I would rather do for this setup and both of my 240s is be able to pump the sumps dry. Wow, that sounds like that MC Hammer song. Pump the sumps dry. Not dry, but you know what I mean. Get all the water out of them and drain the water in the tank, 50% or so, and do it all with valves and do it all with things that are hard plumbed into it. So I want to run a water line from the sink area over to the tank and then run a drain. But the good thing about this building that we have, Corey McElroy actually messaged me a couple of weeks ago and he said, "You're getting ready to get concrete poured in that building, right?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Are you getting a drain in the floor?" And he was talking about in the center of the floor. And I said, no, because we're not going to have any tanks in the center of the floor. At least we don't plan to. The tanks are all going to go around the perimeter. But the good thing is, except for one little area that is attached to the beta portion of the building, it's all exterior walls. So it's real easy for me to pop a drain right out the side of the wall and down into the ground and dig a trench to the ditch. It's not a big deal to do that, which is exactly what I plan on doing for all 3 of the big tanks and maybe even the 125s too, so that I can basically walk in, flick a valve, and everything drains. And then when they're drained out, I can close it off, turn the refill valve on, fills back up again, good to go. And it's not a laziness thing. I mean, I enjoy doing water changes. The water changes in that building are going to be way easier than they are here. In either of our areas where we have aquariums, we've got basically 2 fish rooms in this house, and I hate that. We've got this one and we've got the one down in the basement. We're running hoses through the house and all of this to sinks and pythons, which pythons are great, but I don't like all of that. With this new setup that we're going to have, there is a slop sink, laundry tub, whatever you want to call it, a utility sink in the room. So, and it's 2 sinks. So we're going to have a clean water python hooked to one and a dirty water python hooked to the other. So we'll be able to do multiple water changes in multiple tanks at the same time. We're going to have to keep a close eye on things, because when you start doing that, it's real easy to overflow a tank. I've done it many times, and so has Lisa. I think she's done it more than me, but I don't know. I'll ask her, because she's walking in the room right now to bail me out of here. Huh?
My mug has a leak.
So I plan on doing things like that, and I also plan on redecorating a lot of the tanks. Lisa's going to rescape all of hers. We've got so many things that we are going to do, but none of those things have a deadline attached to them. Right now, we've got a lot of things that have deadlines attached to them, and that's just no fun. So that's why I think you ought to maybe go and get another one, because that one's, yeah, it's not working too well for you. We have a child with a birthday today. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why she was using the sorry. I just ruined that. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Jordan. You're not watching, but if you are, happy birthday. So, anyway, that was the big thing I wanted to get across. Once we're there, I can do these things one at a time, and there won't be any deadlines or anything like that. So, happy about that. She's got a new mug now. Here you go.
Different kid.
I don't have you on camera yet. Don't worry. Take your time.
I mean, but thank you.
When are you going to post content on the money pit? What a great question that is. I don't know. This beautiful woman and I are completely overwhelmed with the packing and with the doing the projects and getting everything ready. You let me know when you're.
I don't even know.
You ready now? Okay. All right. Here she is.
Am I ready?
You're ready.
Hey.
And you're actually perfectly centered on camera.
Really?
How about that?
Maybe
You're,
after like 100 live streams, I've figured it out.
move that back a little bit. Your iPad's showing just a tiny bit.
Oh.
Keep going.
Ah.
There we go. Now you're good.
Okie dokie.
So it's time for you to talk. I've been
Well,
talking this whole time.
I'm
20
trying
minutes.
to. I got to get the chat up. I'm like, oh look, I'm on the screen. Woo. But the chat is not. Sorry, I'm always like so behind for some reason.
So to answer the question about the money pit, that one, listen, I am so excited about that channel. I can't wait to just be able to do, and this is going to sound bad, but I hope you don't take it this way, to just do something different, something new, something fresh, not to replace Cagey Tropicals, but just something that doesn't have the rules attached to it that Cagey Tropicals does.
And there's so much.
Oh,
fun
yes.
Stuff to do.
So much. But obviously, who asked that question? Let me make sure I'm talking to the right person here. Where is it? Wow. It's way far back. Bamastead. Are you from Alabama? That is who asked about it. Cagey Tropicals is the priority, and Cagey Tropicals will always be the priority. But there are going to be projects that this beautiful lady sitting across the table from me is going to demand that I start immediately when we're in that house.
I have a personal project that I'm doing without him. It's my project. He can't help me with it. He can maybe give me a little advice, but I told you what it was. It's going to be my, what do you call those things? The crate, not the crate, but the, the pallets. It's a pallet project. And I'm going to use pallets, not individual pallets, but the boards from the pallets, and I'm making a catio. A catio. And you can't help me because it's going to be mine. If it's not perfect, if it's a little bit not up to your standards, that's okay, because it's my project that I'm going to do for my cats. And I'm excited.
I'm going to have to teach you how to use the nail gun.
I know how to do that.
You know how to set it up and everything?
I can watch a YouTube video.
So you won't watch a YouTube video to learn how to use a camera, but you'll watch a YouTube video to learn how to use pallets to make a catio.
So what I'll do is watch a YouTube video.
Why use a YouTube video when you have me? I can just tell you, and because you don't like listening to me. That's right. I forgot.
You're always busy, so I just rather. I had to figure out how to change the ink out of the printer once. So I watched a YouTube video and figured it out. That was a long time ago. Don't judge me.
But back to the question, there's so many projects. There's little ones, there's big ones. I'll give you an example of a big project. If I had the money and if I had the ability, which I have the ability to do most of it, I would completely renovate the exterior of that barn. New siding, new roof, new all of it.
And
First
the
of all,
side thingies too.
Yeah, my big butt is not getting up on that roof. I'm done with roofs, except to hang up Elon's satellite dish.
He was on the roof of the other house. I was like, what are you doing?
To get internet hooked up, you got to do what you got to do.
I was like, you cannot fall because then I have to do everything. Like, no, don't fall.
But that's an example of a really big project. But here's another kind of medium-sized project that I may do on the Cagey Tropicals channel. I don't know. But I'm going to have to completely renovate the exterior of the old fish house. I
think a good cleaning would work.
Yeah, but the paint's peeling and the roof on the porch is crooked. The porch of the beta house needs to be rebuilt. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do on the exterior. These are all things I'm planning on doing on the money pit, but we got to get in there first. We got to move in first and get down there and do all of that kind of stuff. So, I would imagine the videos will start uploading once we're actually there. And on a Saturday afternoon, I can be like, hey, let's do the walkthrough video, do all of those kind of things. So nothing will upload on that video prior to May 21st. I can promise you that. So.
Right. Wait, I saw something. Okay, Tracy H said, heard about the Aquascaping contest, Lisa. Just heard about it on Primetime Aquatics. Yes, we have an awesome scaping contest that we're doing. Joanna, she'll be doing it on the Small Scape channel. Taylor from Simply Beta and Kasha from Creative Pet Keeping. The thing is, the scape that I'm doing is not going on the KG Tropicals channel. I am actually going to have the smallest channel out of everybody. It's going on my channel. So to see the aquascape that I do, you need to go to my channel, and it's supposed to upload on April 20th. And yeah, so like I said last week, I really, really want everybody who comes over and looks at my scape to go check out everybody else's scape. I want to see a fair contest. I think that's the best way to put it. I just think that's the way it should be. It should be fair. It shouldn't be about, oh, this channel has all these subscribers, so we're going to all vote for Lisa or for whoever. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be that way. So just go check all of them out. Give everybody, some time and watch some really cool scapes, because those ladies, they know what they're doing. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking for something right now.
Oh.
That okay, so the chat is going to have to help me out with. So Leo needs a name for his new Hellboy. And he wants it to be Star Wars theme. I mean, if it was not going to be Star Wars theme, I would go with Hellboy theme. But totally get it. He's already got Greedo. Mm-hmm. So my thought was, I don't remember the name of these. I'm trying to remember the name of these particular guards, but they are the red. They're not stormtroopers.
You're not talking about like what Michael named his beta Wicked, are you? Michael's fish room. He named his beta after a Star Wars character, Wicked.
Wicked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wicked.
The guards that I'm talking about, it's not a Sith trooper. Imperial Red Stormtrooper, maybe? Maybe that's that, but that's not a cool fish name. I think that's my Hellboy. His name is Imperial Red Stormtrooper.
I would just name him Darth Vader. Hellboy?
But he's red. I mean, he's going to be red. Jar Jar's cute. That's a cute name.
Jar Jar's cute.
Pretoria Guards? Is that what it is? That's not a very good fish names either. See, Imperial Guards, that's what I was thinking.
The hairy character in Star Wars.
Chewbacca?
Chewbacca.
Imperial Guards. See, everybody's saying that. I thought that's Shock Trooper. But see, we got to think about a fish name here. Mm-hmm. Oh!
Yoda?
How do you say that name, Miss Martinez? Ligia? Ligia? I hope that's how you say it. Maul.
Maul.
The fish's name, Leo, is Maul. Darth Maul. Come on. He's red with the black. That's it. Done.
Because you didn't like Darth Vader.
Well, Darth Vader's black.
Oh.
I mean, come on. You know this. You know Darth Vader's black. So the name is Maul. Leo, you asked. There's the answer.
Honestly, the first name that came to mind was Princess Leia, but, it probably wouldn't have worked for
I'm so shocked about that.
A male beta.
Jabba, that's cute. Akbar, I like that. And Akbar is not red, but that's still a really cool name for, especially if you named him Admiral Akbar. That'd be even better. But it still needs to be Maul.
Yeah.
M-A-U-L, Leo. Done. Let's move on. Jason asked about the Aquamos. Yes. Furloughs Aquatics has a rolling on the floor laughing pair because he thinks it's funny to watch me melt down like this and be so miserable. Eric, I mention your name in this Sunday's video. Be on the lookout for that. Has to do with this tank right here. Peas and haps forever. That's adorable. Somebody must have already had peacocks. What are the water parameters for Congo Tetras? I keep things simple with mine. I mean, the pH is right around neutral. I keep the temperature up to, 78, 80, and they do fine. I mean, I don't make a big fuss out of it. That's what I try to keep, is fish that are not going to be over the top complicated when it comes to having to adjust water parameters and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do for mine, and they are perfectly fine.
Yep, mine too.
Leo, it's not Darth Maul because that's too obvious. It has to be, that's like naming your alien fish Greedo from Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's just Greedo. And people are either going to know it's Greedo and who that is, or they're not. Maul, same thing. People are going to be like, why would he name his fish after a shopping mall? Those aren't cool people. You shouldn't hang out with those people. M-A-U-L, there he is. He said it. Maul is it. It is. There you go. Christian's Amazing Animals, who I think just left. And I forgot to say goodbye. Hey, John and Lisa, thanks for everything. Wouldn't have MTS if it weren't for y'all. I don't know if we should say thank you for that or you're welcome. Because
or we're sorry.
Yeah, we apologize for that. You can interrupt anytime you want.
Well, I was wondering, does anybody in North Carolina clean houses?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's give everybody our address.
I don't mean as a housekeeper or anything like after we move in, but geez, we're having some really bad luck getting this house clean before we get in. Like, a lot of things have fallen through that it's not anybody's fault. That's what I want to stress, because like I'm not mad at anybody about it or anything, but there was a timeline twice where the house was supposed to be clean and it's not getting cleaned, and now I'm stressed about it because it's like I got to get down there and clean this house before we move in and move our stuff in because butt funk, we don't want other people's butt funk. Not the bad word, but we don't want that. I'm not living with that. I want my own to be in there, not somebody else's before I move in. So anyways, yeah, anyone clean houses? Let me know.
Come clean up Lisa's butt funk.
Not mine, someone else's. I want to put my own in there.
Like 812 said, just got my replacement motor for my FX6 and it came in with a broken impeller. Gotta love it. How frustrating is that? I mean, how is the impeller broken? Could you take the impeller from your old one, put it in the new one? Possibly. That's frustrating, man. Especially Fluval. I mean, their stuff is supposed to be, really, really good. Catwoman VA, you should run at least one drain line to Lisa's garden. We all know there will be one. Great free fertilizer.
Yes.
These are facts that have already been spoken of.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But the way I was going to do that was her water that will be fertilizer for her greenhouse, which we will someday build, is going to come from the beta system. Maybe mine could tap into that too. I don't really know, but the beta system for sure. My thing is, like, if I do a 50% water change in this 180 gallons, and then you add 50% to that and to the other 240, I mean, you're talking about 500 gallons of water. I mean, yeah, that could go a long way. And maybe if I had the ability to have a giant tank and we could put an irrigation system for the entire lawn, that would be fantastic.
I mean, that's a project you can do. I don't mind.
But what do you do? Where do you put 500 gallons of water every week? That's that's going to be a bit much. So we're just going to start out with the beta system, and there you go. So yeah, we think alike. I want to call her either Julie or Selena. Haven't figured out what I want to call her yet. But Douglas Korb, I have a pisto pair in a 20 long, thinking about adding dithers. Pistos are 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch. Would Ember Tetras be good? We get so many questions about cribs, and we need not cribs, but pistos. We need to keep those. Somebody else asked about cribs.
I really want to. Remember, I was looking at them the last time we were at House of Tropicals. I was like, ooh, those are cute.
They are, but we are. I mean, I'm familiar with them, but I've not ever put dither fish in. Like, I don't know the answer to that question, Douglas.
What? You don't?
I'm sorry.
Then
I don't.
know where you would stand at on the poll I did yesterday.
Oh yeah, mine. Whatever the dumbest one is, that would be me.
No,
that's what I would check.
No, there was the last time I looked at that poll yesterday. There was 2% in the section where it said, "I know everything" or something. The one that was like, I put that comment in the poll because it was meant for the fish snobs, the ones that think they know everything, the fish police that go around and, give people crap for stuff. That's who I made it for. And there was 2%. I was like, wow.
I was going to go to that now to see. Oh, wait, I want to see what the numbers are on that.
I think it's very doable. It makes sense. The highest one that I saw makes sense.
Experienced and I know everything is still 2%.
Yeah, experience and I know everything. Like, really, I don't think there's anyone out there that truly knows everything, especially when there's still new fish coming in every once in a while. Like, how do you know everything if there's fish that haven't even been discovered? You don't know everything.
Yeah, I don't like those people, if I'm being honest with you. I don't like somebody who says they know everything about anything. I don't like those people. Researching process, I don't have an aquarium yet, 5%. It's pretty cool to have people just trying to figure things out, and they haven't even bought a tank yet.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that.
Beginner, still researching and learning. That's probably what I would have checked for mine.
Really?
18%. Then experienced, but I'm not a know-it-all. I like those people.
That's the one I like the most.
That's 25%.
That's
and then
the one I put.
Semi-experienced, still learning new things.
No,
50%.
that's the one I did. I did the semi-experienced, still learning new things.
Yeah, that's probably the one I would do. And I think that's the one that most people that are crazy enough to be in something like this, like spending their time in a fish live stream, those are people that they know a thing or two, but they haven't let it go to their head yet.
Well, speaking of polls, let me do one that I did with comments. I didn't have time to do that one yet with comments, write it down, but I did one a few weeks ago. Please let me know if I did this last week and I'm just repeating myself because I feel like I did not do it. I had it ready for last week, but I didn't do it. I think I might have, actually. Do you talk to your fish? Did I do that last week, you guys? I don't think I did, but I might have, because I look at these polls all the time, see comments all the time.
I don't think you did.
Well, it had 23,000 votes, 466 likes, and 221 comments. And do you talk to your fish? The answers were yes, no, and I don't have fish. And yes came out to 70% of people talk to their fish. 22% of people said no, they don't talk to their fish, which I find kind of weird. Like, how do you
Talk to mine.
Even when you feed them, even if you don't, I don't want to say you don't like them, because why would you have them if you don't like them? But at least when you feed them, be like, here's your food. I don't know. And then 7% said I don't have fish, and I think 7% of people just doing my poll that don't have fish, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
So Nisa said, they're my little wet pets. I love talking to them. And Johnny G said, yes, but I click their lights off whenever they bring up politics. Evita R said, yes, and a small, tiny voice comes out naturally like I'm talking to a baby. That's so sweet. Ben Backstrom said, I absolutely talk to them all of the time, and they all have names too. Jeffrey Hopkins said, yes, I do. I tell my guppies they need to be on birth control.
Oh, that's funny.
And Color Guppy said, sometimes I sing. They prefer small talk. And Evan Rifkin said, I say things like, get in a net, and why would you do that? That sounds like me.
I got caught in like 2010 singing to my fish.
I remember that.
By
and recorded.
Our birthday girl, who is having a birthday today.
Yes, my oldest daughter is turning 20 today.
20.
Yes.
I was feeding fish, and we had a lot of tanks, and I was going through and feeding them, and I was singing to them. And she got me on video, and guess what she did with that?
Oh, she stuck it on her YouTube channel.
She put it on YouTube. It's still there.
You just don't know who she is.
I actually, but it's funny because you can't really hear me singing in the video. But I messaged her a year ago, and I was like, hey, you remember that when you did that? Do you still have, like, did you delete it from YouTube, or is it still up? And she texted me back, oh, you mean this? And sent me a link to the video. I downloaded it.
Oh.
And I was going to use it, as part of the talk that you and I did together.
Yeah, I remember.
And for some reason I didn't. I think the quality was really bad or something.
Oh, I thought you had used it, but...
I don't remember why I didn't use it, but I didn't include it in there. So yeah, I'm guilty of that. I was yelling at my biker yesterday.
Today. It was
today. Because he was acting weird. Yeah.
It was today when we were recording.
He was acting all kinds of weird, and I was like, what are you doing? Knock it off. You're scaring me now. But anyway. Let me see. Where was I? SJ Fishing Adventures became a new member. Welcome to the team. Adaptive Tech. Have you heard of Crebensis cichlids? Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have experience with those. And they are breeders, my friend. Mm. So they're feisty little things, but they're very, very pretty. And they will breed like crazy, almost to the same level as guppies. So
I
look out.
remember the first time we got those was... when I was on that kick of having to go on Craigslist and stuff and find all the fish tanks I could possibly find that were for sale. This was pre-KG Tropical's store. We were just starting the garage up and getting all the tanks that we could get to get the breeders going and everything. And I found a great deal on a bunch of tanks up in Northern Virginia. We go up there and the fish came with it. And I was like, oh, cribs. Because I didn't care for them then. I only particularly liked the African cichlids or the discus or arowana. So I was like, oh, these things are that cute. But we kept them, and they went to the fish store with us too, didn't they? Didn't we keep them for quite a while?
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. But now when I look back, I'm like, they're nice.
They're
little
cool.
fish.
Yeah. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I don't have a bad thing to say about them. I know they can be feisty and they can be a little aggressive, particularly when they're breeding, but they're cool little fish. I mean, I would encourage anybody to get them.
A lot of fish back in the day that I thought weren't all that great, and now I like them because I'm more open-minded. I like all the fish now. Where before I was like, I just like a certain kind. You know, like when we carried the community fish, I was like, why do I want guppies? Why are we selling guppies? We're breeding African cichlids. Why do we have tetra? You know, and now I like them all. I think they're all amazing little fish. They were just so tiny to me. Like, we had big fish. Why do I want this little fish?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And now I like all the little fish. They're cute.
Fish fan 20 gallon long said, thank you for my new beta. My female alien number 7 is gorgeous. I'm calling her Dixie because I just moved from Nashville to New Jersey. Everyone should buy one. How did somebody who is in every single one of our chats order a fish from us and we did not know it was that person?
Really?
How did that happen? Fish fan 20 gallon long, we read that name every week.
Yeah.
How did you not let us know that that was you?
And I remember that little fish too. Oh, I was so
But
happy.
I'm so glad that you got him and female, her. I'm glad you got her, and I'm glad she's gorgeous, and I think the name Dixie is adorable.
I think so too.
Leslie Perry, I found lots of baby bristlenose today, but all my tanks are full. I put them in a cooler with a heater and sponge filter. Will it work? Never seen anyone do that. Listen, anything that holds water that you put a sponge filter in and a heater into can be an aquarium. I mean, now obviously not a little cup or a Dixie cup. That would, well, you're not going to put a sponge filter in that, but you know what I mean.
I saw somebody did something with a Tic Tac container. I was like, oh, it was on a thumbnail, Tic Tac container. Oh.
I mean, there's lots of stupid people on the internet. Whoever did that, you're stupid. How about that? I'll say it to your face. I'm saying it to your face right now. Look real close at the camera. You put a fish. What kind of fish you putting in a Tic Tac? You're stupid.
It was a thumbnail. I know it was a clickbait thing. It was totally a clickbait thing. It had to have been because it got like 1 million views or something.
See, that's even dumber. Why do people have to be stupid?
I don't know.
Oh boy, this name. Ankle Techie. I am so sorry. I'm saying your name terribly. I don't know what the symbol is before to represent the currency, but it's 37 of those, and I thank you so much. I feel horrible because I don't know how to say your name, but thank you so much for that. That might be $3.9 million, and I don't know, but okay, let's see. Okay. And Bamastead, you guys are awesome. Yes, Alabama Homestead. I got that one. I figured that out, right? Take your time with it all and enjoy it. I'll enjoy the content whenever it comes out. We do also plan on doing a photo for the channel banner. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try to duplicate the movie poster for the Money Pit.
Yeah.
I don't look anything like Tom Hanks.
And
you
I don't have
look
curly
anything
blonde
like
hair.
Shelley Long. So it's not like we're going to try to make ourselves look like them, but we're going to have fun with that. And we're not going to sit on our roof either, but that's what they make green screens for.
Oh yeah, that's true. Thank God.
Catwoman VA, Miss Kitka from Moscow Bugle. Kityana Irene, blah, 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 blah. You are trying to test my language skills tonight. That I know that is something to do with Catwoman. I don't remember. You're confusing me now, and you're doing it on purpose, and I know that. But that's cute. Of course, it has something to do with Batwoman because it's Catwoman VA. I said Batwoman. I meant Catwoman.
Yeah. Speaking of Bat, we got to tell everybody what we learned today about CJ.
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah. Should I? Or you're the one that's, it's probably
I'm watching the game right now as we're live on here. You want to do it or me?
Okay. So my son, the one that's going in the Navy, him and the other recruits have been invited to the Nats game on May 10th at the Nats Park. And they all get sworn in at the game by the Secretary of State, and it's just going to be really cool because it's going to be a bunch of them. It's going to be at the game, and I think they get to meet players and all that, so it's going to be so neat.
Just being able to step on that grass is a big deal, and I really hope parents are allowed.
I just think it's going to be so neat, and he's already sworn in. It's going to be like an official thing to do in front of thousands of people with other people, and it's just going to be a really cool experience.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cry. I already know. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, my baby.
whether we get to go down on the field or not, just being there would be very cool. That'd be very cool to see, and a cool experience for him. He'd be able to tell his grandchildren about that someday.
I mean, I have pictures of him back when they got a ball, out there, like up in the stands and stuff, and when he was younger, and it's just so neat to go and then actually be on that field years later and swearing to the Navy. It's just, it's going to be.
It's not like he was a baby when he got a ball, though. He was like 15.
But he was younger. He looked little.
It was Kenzie's 16th birthday, so he would have been 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Still, I was a year off. Give me a break. Aurora's Son personal opinion review /review on the Fluval beta tank. I love it, except for the size. And I actually told Fluval that at Aquashella. I had said, I don't know if I'll ever be able to carry your products because I don't know if your company will ever take my business seriously. But if you do, and I would really like to keep those sell those if they were just a little bigger. Now listen, this is our opinion. If you're keeping a beta in a, 2.8 gallon tank on the Fluvals, it's something like that. It's like right around 3 gallons. I'm not saying you're a bad person, but we have been saying forever that 5 gallon minimum. So for us to then say, oh, this is the best beta tank ever. Look at this. It's great. You can keep that's kind of like.
That's like selling out. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, I'm not allowed to carry your products anyway, but if I was, is there ever going to be the possibility of there being a 5 gallon version of this? And he said, which is like my lips are sealed, which told me they're working on it. I know every single post I've seen about that tank, every ad I've seen with it that has comments attached to it, you've got people that are in there saying, needs to be 5 gallons, it's too small, needs to be 5 gallons, it's too small. So they probably took the hint and they probably realized it's not going to cost them a heck of a lot more to make a 5 gallon version. Make the beta one into a shrimp tank and make the 5 gallon version for a beta. I mean, I hope that's what they do. And let me tell you something. If they did that and they would allow us to carry their products in a heartbeat, I would put those on the website because they are fantastic. I mean, I've seen them in person. I've played around with them. It is exactly what you would expect to see from Fluval. It's a very, very well-made product. It's very nice, very high-end, without being over-the-top high-end prices. And it's just a beautiful piece. If it just had 2 more gallons. That's all. So if you're going to buy one, I'm not going to say you're making a mistake. It goes against what we preach.
I wouldn't, see, I'm kind of going against. The thing is, betas like to have things to hide in and to rest on top of on the top of the tank. And you can't put like a beta floating log in that. You're turning it into a 2 gallon. You're losing so much, room for the beta to swim around in once you start filling it up with plants and their needs. That it just makes more sense to go with a 5 because by the time you put the stuff in a 5 gallon form, it's practically a 2.5 gallon. I mean, that's why it just makes sense to get a 5. I think 10 is not bad. I think 10s are good, but some betas don't want a 10 gallon. Some betas prefer a 5 gallon. It just depends. Some betas don't mind being in a 55 gallon, but a lot of them like to be in a little bit smaller space. Not a cup, but some of them feel more comfortable and less stressed.
Yeah, the guy at Fluval, when I asked him about those, he seemed like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's asking about this. But I know this guy. I mean, I've talked to him a million times. So it's not like he was being a jerk. He was a friend talking to another friend. And he was kind of like, oh, here we go. Like he knew what was coming from me. So they know. They know they got to do
That's
something
good.
about that. And I hope they do. We are out of stock of the Aquatops right now. So it's not like I'm
Again?
trying to make a sale right now,
Jeez.
but I would recommend the Aquatops before I would the Fluval. Not because it's a better product, but because it's more suitable for what we believe a beta should be in. So there you go. L. Hey, John and Lisa, I'm looking for a good schooling fish for a 23-ish gallon tank. It's a 2-foot tank. I'll have pygmy cories as tank mates. Any
Cute.
suggestions? Thanks. So a 23-gallon tank, little fish.
Dither
Go.
fish, ember tetras. Ooh, they're so cute.
Not dithers, just little.
I thought she said dither.
No, schooling fish.
Ooh, well, I like what I like isn't necessarily what everybody likes, but we always say rummy nose tetra. We always say harlequins, because we like them. But we also like other fish like pencil fish and glow light tetras, and
I love glow light tetras.
I do too.
I don't care what anybody says. I'll say it
think
to your
they're
face.
adorable. I love glow light tetras. I like
Cardinal neon tetras, green
Oh,
neon
yeah,
tetras,
those green
ember
neon-
tetras.
It's so funny because I saw the green neon tetras that time at House of Tropicals, and I was like, oh my God, they're so pretty. And I get why Joanna likes them so much, but I didn't get them purposely because I was like, no, I don't want her to think I'm copying her.
She's not the only one allowed to
No, that's her
have
thing.
those fish.
That's her thing, and I respect that.
Well, betas are your thing, and she has like 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah, but one came from me.
That's true. Ash Light Cloud, what a cool name. Would you consider making a video on how to move tanks large or small safely? I have a 75 and I run the day I'll have to move it. I believe that is Rue. I rue the day.
Yeah.
Yes, Ash Light Cloud. Very soon. Why? Because we will be moving all of these tanks. And two of them will be 75 gallons.
Those
275s.
are the easier ones too. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, they're the ones we are least worried about.
We can move them together.
275s, a 90, 2 125s, 2 240s, a 360, and then 400 beta tanks. And what am I missing? A whole bunch
the
of
tens,
a
there's
whole
some
bunch of small
20s,
nanos that you can carry with one
bunch of
hand. That won't be a big
there's a
deal.
few 15 gallons, some 5 gallons. My shrimp tank, my snail tank.
I'm going to tell you what the hard part is. I'm somebody, my best videos are videos that I'm able to plan out. I don't have to script them, but plan them out, and I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I know where I'm going to be, and it's a very thorough plan for my videos. The problem with this video that I want to talk about doing, moving all of these tanks, when you get in that mode of, all right, I got an army of people here, it's time to get going, it's really hard to switch back into, I'm a YouTuber now.
But that's when I come in and end up being the cameraman, because whenever there's those kinds of videos like that,
As long as you actually remember to push record,
Stop. I did push record. Your camera's stupid and it didn't work. I had to, anyway, yeah, I recorded videos today of John, and there was probably 20 something different scenes or
We did
shots.
a tour of all of our tanks today.
Yeah, and there were 2 that weren't, it ended up being 3.
The 240 downstairs, the
No.
Zen Aqua tank, and that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I fixed it because I'm a pro.
Whatever.
But
And they were really good too. Well, would have been.
yeah.
But
That,
did you get honey?
Yeah.
I did. Okay, that's the important. One.
But that's the hard part about it. It's like, okay, now I have to stop and I have to put my YouTuber hat on. It's really, really hard to do that. I'm learning. I'm getting better at that because I'm doing that down at the house in North Carolina. I've got 3 videos in the works that are like 3/4 of the way done, that are of, the stuff that I'm doing down there. They're not going to upload until after we're already living there. But one of them is about the floors in the old fish house. One of them is the beta system.
And the cool thing is the members get to see a snippet of that. Like,
well,
they
I film the stuff specifically for members, but it's while I'm doing the other ones.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm doing like a little update, and then I'm like, okay, let me switch into channel member mode, and that's how I do that. But and you're in them with me, so you know.
Yeah,
But
that's the what do you call it? Unedited version all the way around. That's when you get like us in the prime when we're tired.
At the end of the day, we're ready to go home.
We're dirty and a mess, and there's hair coming out, not on John's head, but mine. And it's just, it's so funny.
Yeah, but I do have planned, and you and I are going to sit down and talk about it because, yeah, you did agree to be the camera woman for that day, and you will. I'll make sure I guide you on the shots that I want.
I'm used to my camera. Your camera's
way better.
Yeah, well, it doesn't record when I want it to, so it can't be that much
It does
better.
if you push the button. It's a real simple idea. You push the button and you make sure it says REC up in the top right corner, and then it's good to go. That's all you got to worry about. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah, whatever.
Just blame it on the camera. How dare you?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I missed something here. Sorry about, wait. Okay. But yeah, Ash Light Cloud, it's coming. Don't worry. That'll be one of the videos within the next month. That video will be out, and it'll be a bonus for you because it's not just the 75. We'll be moving this bad boy right here, that bad boy behind her, all of them. So,
hi, Papa Shrimp.
Hey, Papa Shrimp.
How are you?
Adaptive Tech. Sorry about all the questions. Lol. I read them lol now.
Lol.
But it's just me. But is it just me, or are blue rams really picky about their water? No, it's not just you.
It's true, yeah.
They are, they're not impossible fish to keep, but they are a little bit more on the fragile side than a lot of the fish that we keep. So, but you know, clean water is the critical thing with them. And they do like it nice and soft, lower pH. Think of it like keeping discus water. That's what you want to do for rams.
They don't always get along if you put a bunch of them in there together.
But they're the cutest little daggone things.
They're so adorable.
Lamont Adams, I can't read your name without thinking of our guy, Lamont at Large.
I know. I was going to say that, but I was waiting. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of Lamont at Large? He's so cool. I love watching the all of his stuff because he does tours of like cemeteries and just stuff, and it's just interesting. He's a cool guy.
You turned me on to him, and I like him a lot. And the cemetery thing, he's kind of getting away from that now. Maybe not. He still does those, but
I like the Aunt Jemima one he'd done, you know, for her. It makes you wonder. There are people out there that weren't recognized, and they weren't. Like, she didn't have a tombstone, you know, forever until the last, like, 5 years. And it's just sad. That woman was amazing, and she did not get the respect.
I almost got mad at him a few weeks ago.
You might not want to talk about that.
It's not. I mean, nothing bad happened. So how do I say this in code without, you know, getting canceled? He did a video about one of the most controversial topics in the history of the United States of America.
And you and I have talked about it so many times about how bad it was.
Yeah,
you know?
it's the worst. If you talk about a situation like this, it's the worst that there's ever been. And one of the perpetrators of said event, he was walking around the neighborhood that person lives in. And he was showing the houses and stuff like that. And I was thinking, listen, this person that you're talking about in this video is one of the worst people on the planet. But I just don't think you ought to be showing the person's house. But he didn't.
Yeah.
So it was okay.
Yeah.
But he basically said, you know, this person lives near here, is what he said.
And it's not that far from where we live. And
What?
Raleigh.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever.
Same state.
But yeah, that was but he was a pro, and he
did a good job.
He did a good job with it. And he goes around to significant places, but then he also does things like, do you remember that case I think it was in Pennsylvania, like last year or the year before, where the people were out snowing their driveway or shoveling their driveways, and they got in an argument with their neighbor, and their neighbor went in and got a gun and shot him. Oh. And it was all on security camera. He went to those driveways. Like he was walking around with his phone filming in those driveways. That's the kind of stuff he does.
I'm going to message him and see if he wants to go on a fish store tour with me. Be like, hey, Lamont, why don't you go on a fish store tour with me?
Lamont at Large, because Lamont asked about him again. It's Lamont at Large. Spells the name the same way you do, Lamont. And I grew up, my best friend's name was Lamont for quite a while. So that's a name that's very special to me. But it's a very cool channel. He's really cool. Mm-hmm. And Lamont Adams, by the way, has been a member for 3 months. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you. Sid the Cool Kid. Hey, John, since you're a cichlid, I am indeed a cichlid. What's your opinion on Salvini cichlids? I heard they're mean, going in 125 gallon.
Oh, I love Salvinis.
I do too.
They're so pretty.
They're, to me, they're no more dangerous or no more mean than really any other South American cichlids. Salvini where are Salvinis from? Did I just misspeak? Because I'm pretty sure they're South American.
American Kura asked you, discus or reef aquarium looks better in your opinion? I'm going to answer that, and I'm going to say discus.
Yeah, Mexico, Belize, Guatemala. We going to have that discussion again. What was the question? Discus or reef aquarium looks better in your opinion?
Discus.
I'm married to a discus lady. I have to say discus. But
reefs are beautiful.
Hey,
reefs are gorgeous.
A very well established, very well put together reef tank, you don't really get a whole lot better than that.
Yeah.
But you have to take out a second mortgage. You have to go broke. And you probably won't sleep much at night because you'll be worried about one little possible thing that goes wrong and you lose all of it. So go with discus.
Yeah.
The cool thing is you can buy discus small. They will not break the bank. They're more expensive than guppies and betas and Salvini cichlids, but they're not outrageous at that size. And then they grow up to be these magnificent dinner plate size, unbelievable fish. Okay, dinner plate is a stretch, but maybe coffee saucer. But they're just unbelievable. So,
Liz Dregney messaged me about how she's starting a discus tank, and we were talking about the discus for her to put in it. Like,
nice.
I was like, Hans, discus, of course.
Duh.
But yeah, she's doing her research. She's doing everything right. I'm proud of her. So she bred some betas. It was so funny. She was very successful. Her male beta could not get the hint about doing a bubble nest. He wasn't making a bubble nest. So she took bubbles from another beta, another bubble nest and put it in there, and he got the hint and he did it.
Oh, that's cute. That's wild. I've never heard of doing that.
It's sort of like artificial insemination or something. That's the way I thought of it. Let's give it. Know what I mean.
There's another way you could describe it. It's
okay.
Turning him on. Hey, getting him going.
Okay. I was just trying to get,
You're the one earlier talking about butt funk, so don't even try it with me.
Funk, like aqua funk.
Now you're calling aqua funk butt funk. I get it.
Oh, no. But whatever.
These are the kind of things that happen on this stream after 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Sean Damon, John and Lisa, hope y'all are doing well. Just set up tank number 9. Good grief.
Nice.
Getting ready for some cherry shrimp in a few days.
Ooh, they're fun.
Love all that y'all have done. Cherry shrimp are awesome. We've got about
1,000
of them.
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
I bought, 7 or 8 of them, and now I have so many. It's like they're just everywhere.
That's a good problem to
and
have.
And every
with
tank I put them in, they do the exact same thing. So it's like I have them in one tank specifically to have them in so that they breed and everything, and then I stick them in other tanks. It's like, I do it for myself just to put them in all the other tanks, and then they get in there and they do it too. So it's adorable.
Lamont Adams came in after all that talk about Lamont at Large, and he decided I'm going to give them a $10 super chat just because I feel like it. You're an awesome guy, Lamont. Thank you for that. Melissa Jeswald, $10 for your catio, Lisa. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, thank you.
See, here's the cool thing about that. We get pallets every week, multiples.
Lots
and the
of
problem
pallets.
is I ain't got nowhere to put them. My neighbors sometimes will come over and they're like, hey, what are you going to do with that? And I'll be like, I'm going to give it to you. But if they don't do that, then I have to take them to the dump. But at the next place, we got all kinds of pallet storage.
I am officially on the Facebook pallet group page for DIY projects. So I have all kinds of projects to do.
I mean, we get these all the time, and it's my job to get rid of them. And I've had some of them. I'm a woodworker, so I've had some of them that I've taken them to the dump and I've put them in the pile, and I've almost shed a tear. Like, the wood is just so beautiful.
I know.
I mean, some of them are nasty and they're broken and they're, dark brown. It's just rotten and ugly. But some of them come in and you're like, wow, this is the first time this pallet's ever been used, and it's just gorgeous. Those are going to go in the pile for you to build your catio.
I see a question. Cody Foster Duncan, I saw he asked a question farther back about keeping a beta with a bristlenose pleco because he's having an algae problem. And there's somebody else that was very gracious to answer him, and they had amazing questions, very good answers, and I wanted to say thank you to him, and Hong Luong had said, Cody, what color algae is it? Green algae, snails, green algae, snails, and monoshrimp and otters will help. Blue, brown, and long hair algae, then good luck. Maybe your tank lights are on for too long, or do you have your tank by a window? I would black it out for a little while and not use a bunch of lights, And as far as a tank cleaner, put some snails in, like nearite snails or a monoshrimp in, just like Hong Luong had said. That's a great idea. I think a bristlenose pleco might be a little much, especially like if you have it in a 5-gallon or 10-gallon. It might be a little too big for the beta tank. So I would stick with the smaller cleanup crew, but also black the tank out for a little while so you're not getting light in there, and you should be good to go.
The Salient, I hope that's how you say it, says Tiger Oscar spooks easy and hurts himself at times. Other in there is fine. 125 established weekly water changes, good parameters. Just the 2 Oscars. Any way to get him to relax? Well, not really, but maybe the more, I know this sounds weird, but I'm just spitballing here because I haven't had that problem with an Oscar. But if the fish is exposed to more activity going on and outside of the tank, then they'll realize it's nothing to be intimidated by. Am I making any sense here? If a dog is afraid of other dogs, exposure to other dogs will help them get used to being around other dogs. I've never heard this said before. I'm just trying to use a little bit of common sense. If you're walking by the tank and it spooks the fish, maybe you're not walking by the tank enough for the fish to realize, oh, that's not a big deal. That big blurry thing is there every day. You understand what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but to me, what I just said made perfect sense. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's true. Just spitballing. That's all I'm doing.
You mentioned dogs, and I have to tell you, I was tasked this week to take care of my son's dog, like go to his house and feed it, and feed it and let it out morning, night, and this is a very large German Shepherd, and I've known him since he's a puppy, cutest little puppy. His name is Odin, super adorable, and he's grown a lot. And I've always been a little scared of bigger dogs just because I had got bit by one a while back. So I just get a little freaked out when they're bigger than me. And I went over there the first morning to go over. I went over before an appointment that I had, and I was like, oh, I'll take treats and I'll go over. I'll look inside, the door first, the glass part, and I'll let him know it's me so he doesn't think a stranger's coming in from the back door with security and all that. So I went up to the front door, and he gets up like he's standing up, and you see his teeth all the way up. You see his gums, and he looked like a werewolf, and it freaked me out so bad. And I was like showing him I had treats. I was like, look, I've got treats for you. And I still saw the teeth, and it just scared the crap out of me. So I said, I'm going to come back later. I'll come back in a little while, and I did. I brought John with me, and then he acted innocent, didn't do that at all. I was like, you turd.
I told her, I said, I walked in there and I showed him I'm not scared of him, and he wasn't scared of me.
Well, anyways,
plus he knows me, so.
He was good when I took CJ, the last few times I took CJ, and then I went tonight by myself, and he was a little teddy bear. So we're good now. We're good.
Jeff H. pooped on us.
That's what Jeff H. does.
He definitely does every single week. David Slippy Glass, I love all your videos. What can I put in with an Oscar? Also, what do you suggest on what type of Oscar? It will be in a 90-gallon tank. Here's the thing. Any fish I tell you that you can put in with an Oscar is at risk. Also, the Oscar will be at risk. So you have to understand that going in. I mean, I have kept a lot of fish with Oscars successfully, and I've kept some that were not so successful. Example, arowanas in there were a no-go. I don't know. I've had Oscars with arowanas before, and it was never a problem. But this time it was. Right now, they're with bikers. They're with Severums. No problems. I've kept them with Jack Dempsey's, Jaguars, arowanas, and it was not a problem. What else have we had with Oscars? Blood parrots. I mean, they're South and Central American cichlids usually are not a problem, but there's some. An example would be dovie. There's not many fish you're going to keep with dovie.
I love those.
Period. I do too, but flower horns, another one. Love those fish. You're not going to put them with Oscars. It's not all South and Central American cichlids, but a lot of them you will be fine.
And we had those red devils that time, and the Oscar got beat up by the red devils.
That's right. They ganged up on him. So,
oh, that was so sad. I felt so bad for him.
And in that tank was a jaguar and a Jack Dempsey too.
And
Florida gar.
Yeah, a gar.
So you're really, it's a risk. No matter 7-2. Good Lord, the Caps are getting their butts kicked, and the Nats are getting their butts kicked. Oh. It's not a good night.
Wilson must not be playing.
He is. I saw him. Ash Lightfoot came in. Light Cloud. Sorry. Not Lightfoot. You're not that mayor from Chicago. Came in with a black cat sticker. Cool. Thank you for that, because it's a kitty. L came in with a 99-cent smiley face sunglasses emoji.
Thank you. Sagnik Bakshi asked, is this stocking okay? 6 ember tetras and 6 pygmy cories with a nearite for a 10-gallon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, definitely. You'll be perfectly fine.
Matt's Aquatic Therapy. I ordered an electric blue Jack Dempsey and have since been doing research that they have serious problems because of the breeding line. Is it true? I also have heard those. Can't believe you got 23,000 people watching. Isn't that something, Scuba Steve? That
especially since it was only like 21,000 5 minutes ago.
I mean, the numbers just shoot up after a while.
Wow. Must have been because we were talking about Lamont at large.
Right. But yeah, I am no expert on electric blue Jack Dempseys, but I have absolutely heard the same thing. I know people who have kept a lot of them, and you do get some that will just plain die for no reason, or develop deformities and stuff like that. we had bought some for our shop, and one of them came in like super deformed. And I'm like, why would you even send that? Like, that's ridiculous. We paid a stupid amount of money for that fish. But then my friend came in and saw it and was like, oh my God, I have to have that fish. And so I think we gave it to him we might have even given it to him. I don't know. But it's a deformity that is because of the breeding tactics that they use for them. So, but I tell you, if you're able to get one that gets to full size, they are glorious. But I have definitely heard they can be a tough one to get there. Travis Breckenridge became a member. Welcome to the team. Jennifer Anderson. Every time I see that, I think Jennifer Aniston, just like everybody else does. KG Tropicals, I got my 5-gallon nano cube going today along with my double sponge filter. Great products, all caps. Just waiting on my sweet half moon beta girl number 2. I can't believe.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, and she's adorable. You're gonna love her, and she's a hefty little girl too. She's not one of those little girls. She's a nice sized girl, so you're gonna love her.
I wanted to mention this before. With 74,398 people watching now.
You went up. Every time we talk about Le Mans at Large.
I'm telling you. We have... Did we talk about it last week, Priority Mail? We did, yeah. We did talk about it last week.
We started that back up.
But I wanted to kind of remind everybody, if you're someone that orders a fish from us, and you order by way of Priority Mail, you have to understand that sometimes your order might get delayed by a little bit. And here's what I mean. If you order on a Tuesday, Priority Mail, we like to hold the fish for 2 days, fast the fish before we send them out. So that would mean we're holding the fish till Thursday. We can't ship the fish on Thursday.
Right.
Because Priority Mail in almost all situations is going to be at least 2 days, which would put it Saturday. We do not trust the Postal Service to deliver that fish on a Saturday. So basically, unless you're ordering on a Monday, the odds are your fish isn't going to get shipped till the following week. And that's just to be sure. We don't even like shipping out fish on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Because if it does get delayed, your fish could be sitting all weekend. So a lot of times, if you order Priority Mail, it's going to be the following week before we ship it out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that. If you order on Sunday, we can ship the fish out on Tuesday, and we will. But that's kind of like our cutoff. This is only with Priority Mail. With Priority Mail Express or UPS, that does not apply because we have confidence in those. But Priority Mail, we're really only shipping fish out Mondays and Tuesdays. I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that. I don't think I talked about that last week. So, Jeff H with the $12.34 1234 super chat. All 19 peacocks are gone. The constant shenanigans were stressing me out and had removed all the joy of having the tank despite their beauty. Ellen wouldn't even look at them, so why keep them? But was there a follow-up? Was there a follow-up, Jeff? I don't see a follow-up. He just ended it with but. No, listen, I get it. Peacock tanks. Mine right now, I've got 5 haps in there with them. Everything's smooth. It's everybody's getting along right now.
Yeah.
But that could change at 9 o'clock. Well, it's already 9. That could change at 10 o'clock tonight. All of a sudden, everything just turns upside down. It sucks, but that is the name of the game when it comes to African cichlids. All of them. I don't care where they're from. I don't care what they are. Things can be fine one minute and not the next. And it's something that in this African cichlid world, you just kind of have to get used to it. And it's terrible. I'm sorry. Oh, he did follow it up. Thanks to Dave at Nova Tropicals. Love that guy.
Oh, awesome.
Great guy and store. He gave them all a new home.
Oh, sweet.
And with the store credit, Plexico, the Pleco, and his tank mates will be moving from a 65 to a 210. Nice.
That's awesome. Dave is awesome. He really is. Good guy.
And you didn't have to do that with Super Chats, Jeff. Good grief. I understand it. It's guaranteed we're going to see it, but you don't have to. You give us enough support. Jeez. But thank you. Thank you very much for that. Whip's World made it to Tennessee.
Oh.
Got to throw some groceries down my neck. Keep being cool. Lisa, you look radiant tonight, doesn't she?
Oh,
Blue works on her. She doesn't realize it, but blue really works on her. I'm sure it's the high shine off John's head. Oh. See, then you had to go and be mean. You're not in Tennessee for good now, right? You came to Tennessee. You went to Tennessee to find a place?
He already has land there, from what I understand. They're not moving there yet, but he has property there.
Well, that's cool. You'll only be one state away from us next month.
Yeah. What?
Next month. Can you believe that? It's next month.
He's not moved. He hasn't moved there yet.
Well, I know, but I know he's going to.
Yeah.
Rojo Aqualuna, being new to African cichlids and Bunas and 2 strawberry peacock cichlids, 28 in total in 75 gallons. Is that too many? 2 hang on the back filters, 90 gallon and 75 gallon. Thanks. That's the hang on the back filter sizes, I guess. 28 is a lot in a 75 gallon tank. I'm sure they're small, and they're in Bunas except for 2 strawberry peacocks. So you're good for a little bit, but 28 is a lot. It's a
good number though, as far as African cichlids go, because you want more to help with the chaos and stuff, but maybe a little bit bigger tank.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, I hate to be this guy that says this, but they might figure things out on their own, and that population might dwindle down a little bit, having nothing to do with you or anything you've done. And so they may take care of that problem for you. I don't want to see that happen, but 28 to me seems more like 125 gallons. So you're welcome. Talk to Hope and say, hey, John told me I need a 125.
Yeah. And you know what she'll say?
Go get it.
Okay. Can I have one too? Because that's what I would say.
All right, we got 3 minutes left. Leslie Perry, how many types of Oscars are there? Could an Oscar be in my future? Great mate for Percy the Pleco.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Percy.
I've never heard of Oscars being a problem with Plecos. So you have tiger, albino tiger, red, albino red, lemon, black, and then you have the long fins, which we don't talk about those because they just don't look right. And there is rumors of blues out there. It's not rumors. They're there. I don't know anything about them. The ones that I just said to you are the ones that I'm a fan of. The 3, I have a tiger and an albino tiger, and I have a red. I do want to get an albino red, have all 4 of those. That would be really cool, but I would stick with one of those. When you start getting to the fancy ones and all of that, you're getting into a lot of weird stuff, and you never know. They might not be as good a fish.
You know something I just thought about? We talked about today was Jordan's birthday, but you know who else's birthday it is?
Abraham Lincoln?
No.
Engelbert Humperdinck?
No. Corey's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shame on us.
So happy birthday to Corey. From
Happy
Aquarium
birthday,
Co-op.
Happy birthday. I believe he's 59 today?
Oh, stop.
58? I think it's 58. Maybe it's 59. No, he's like 34. Little baby. Leo 209 Aquatics again with the green neon tetras, gold neon tetras, or rummy nose tetras. Second question, what do y'all think of Leopoldi angelfish?
Oh.
Geez. How many questions can one person ask in one night?
Tetras, gold neon tetras. I think green neon tetras are gorgeous. Since I can't keep them, you should.
Why not all 3? What's wrong with all 3?
Well, you don't know what size tank he has.
It's Leo. He's going to do it right.
Okay.
Uh,
We like them all.
Leopoldi angelfish, that's one that I would have to look into. We're getting down to the wire here, and I'm having a brain fart when it comes to what the Leopoldis are. I think I know why you want them. I think that's pretty obvious. So I'd say go for it because, that's his name and all. I think that'd be a cool thing. But
yeah.
It's not Leopoldi. But yeah, I mean, if my memory serves me correctly, they are, yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, go for it.
Grigori one said rummy nose tetras with Congo tetras. That kind of reminds me of something in the future that we were talking about. Yeah. Congo
tetras with anything is good for me.
And
it is 9:30 and we've got Lahia. See, that's the smart thing.
Yeah.
The pronunciation is right there.
That's
Lahia
perfect.
Wilcox became a member. Thank you for that. Thank you for typing your name that way.
And she said,
I hope I still spelled it right.
Lisa's made
right.
me fall in love with betas. I love how down to earth both of you are. Just joined today. Well, welcome and thank you.
Absolutely welcome. And then last but not least, Fantastic Freaks. Any experience with freshwater barracuda?
No.
Local fish store has some red tail and thinking of giving them a try in a 125. It's never been a fish that I've been interested in. They're really, really cool though.
They are.
But
they're too big for us.
Experience with them personally? No. I have people that I know that have had them, and they're cool, but you need to go big. So beware of that. They're going to get very, very big. That's one of those fish that there needs to be a sign on the tank, because they get big. So beware of that. It is 9:31. We are officially impeding on Fish from Fever's time. The hashtag has to be buttfunk. That's with 2 T's.
Yeah, I just sent it.
And if you really want to be frisky, it's Lisa's buttfunk.
No. No. Don't do that. Don't
say goodbye to everybody. You got to do it.
You're in so much trouble. Anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight and putting up with us, especially him. And we appreciate all of you. We appreciate the mods. Thank you so much. You guys are great. And just again, thank you to everybody in chat and lurkers and the super chatters, our members, all of you guys. We will see members on Wednesday, and we will see all of you guys next Thursday. Go over to Fish Room Fever and have a great rest of your Thursday night.